Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is a very special day for me to share my story. First of all, I'd like to thank Checkpoint Strike Force for inviting me out to share my story amongst you great citizens, fans, everything, great community. But I'm going to go back to the story. It was 1998. How old was I then? I'm 23, so in 1998. Anyways, 1998. My cousin, Marshawn Rice, his nickname was Soup, spelled S-U-P-E. I just remember that day vivid. My mom called me downstairs and said, Sean has been in a car accident. I'm like, what you mean a car accident? And then they said he's probably not going to make it. So the days go on, he's fighting for his life. And when the doctor said he wasn't never going to be the same again, he probably wasn't going to make it, my family decided as a whole to pull the plugs on him because he was hit by a drunk driver. He was in California. This story really sticks to me because it helped my dream come true to be a football player. He was the first member of my family who had a dream and went out and tried to go out and pursue it. And his dream was to be an artist. He had just signed a deal, a record label, just signed his deal a week before. And then he didn't know, when he was driving home, and the story gets even worse because his wife was killed on spot while he was in the car with him. And they left behind 2 children. And but he didn't know when he was driving that car, when he was in that car. And I'm sure the drunk person that hit him didn't know that he was going to take not only 1 life, but 2 lives. So not only to destruct the 2 little children that he left behind. So he didn't know when he was driving home that day. He was out with his wife celebrating because he had just signed his record deal. Wasn't drunk, nothing. So we got the phone call that's saying that he didn't make it. His wife died instantly. So today I'm just left with a memory, and that situation right there, because he was the first one to go out and do what he had to do, the first one to show you about if you got a dream, pursue your dream, that not only changed me, but it changed my family for the rest of our lives. I have a cousin right now who played basketball. His life was never the same. He was overseas playing basketball. He couldn't go back overseas anymore because it damaged him to the point where he couldn't focus on anything else but my cousin Marshawn. So today, I just felt like I needed to come out and tell you this because it still affects me. Today I lived through a memory. I got a tattoo on my arm right here. Anybody who sees it, it says his name, Soup, and it says 3/21/98. That's the day that, he was designated dead. And a question mark and a question mark. So when people see the date and the question mark, they always ask, what's the question mark? So I tell people a little bit of the story when I see them, but the question marks for the day God lets me see him again. So I have that tattoo as a vivid memory of him, and I'm just thankful because, I've been in situations where I've been out before, but I've never, ever got behind the wheel drunk. I've always had somebody responsible enough, and we have safe ride solutions. There's many obstacles out here, many things you can lose, the transit, the train, call a cab, even designate a friend. If you out that night, somebody has, if they're a real friend to you, somebody will take the back seat and say, I'm not going to drink tonight. And that's what good friends will do, but I've always been in situations where I've been blessed to be around great people, a great environment, that somebody's always sober driving me. Even if you're tired, it's not even got to be a drink. You could be tired, fall asleep behind the wheel. If we out, somebody has to be responsible. But one thing I know is if you're drunk driving, even if you had 1 drink, some people's tolerance levels is different than others. Because of body weight, size, different kinds of shapes and forms of people, it could be 1 shot, 1 drink. That's 1 too many. Trust yourselves. Even if you're out and you're driving, your car is not more important than your life. Leave your car there. And today I just wanted to share my story with you because I think that our community is great. I love being in Baltimore. I love being around the people, and I love being around fans. And we all love to have fun. But that fun is not worth taking somebody's life, So, be safe when you're out there. Drink. Use what we have. There's many people out here. We have, designated drive before you go out. A lot of different things. Safe Ride Solutions, MTA to Transit. You can call a cab. You can do many things to have fun and not worrying about taking somebody's life when you go out. Trust me, I'll be one of them people you'll see out. I'm not bashful. I like to have fun, but you will never see me drunk or in a situation where I'm drunk driving. Especially after what we're gonna do this season too. All these wins we're gonna be around here. Listen. So, but I'll leave you on this note. It was definitely a calling for me to tell you about my cousin's situation. Because I feel like he still talks to me today. He wants everybody to know what he's been through. And what he's been through is something that, I wish on no family. When your wife, and husband go at the same time, and then I got to see the little children growing up, I feel like, and I don't have any kids, but I got to be a father figure to them when I see them all the time. When I look in their face, I got to see my cousin, and I always feel like he's talking to me, telling me, to finish your dream. One thing you got to do is finish your dream. You started something, now you got to finish it. And right now I'm not wishing on anything, but my dream will be complete when obviously my name is in the record books and all that. But my real dream is, to tell them how many people heard your story out, and the day my dream is finished is when I see him again. But thank you for having me. I'll be sticking around. And I'm looking forward to meet and greet, and appreciate you for hearing my story. I really do. Thank you.